Hi, I'm vocalist producer Mario Lewis, and today I wanted to share some insight and some opinions about music production and recording your vocals at a studio, and I hope you're able to learn from this video. Thanks. Now, something else as well that I try to do before a recording session as a vocalist, I love singing. I'm very passionate about singing. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. I also like to do some breathing exercises before I do a show to wake up your lungs, to wake up your lungs and have them, not because you may be feeling your whole body is up and active, but you also need to be able to work those muscles that are around the lungs, so they can help you sing better, right? So one of the things that I do is I stretch out my arms, all the way to the sides, right? Take a deep breath, all the way in deep breath, and hold your breath for about 10 seconds, right? And when you release your breath, and again, this is going to help you wake up your lungs. You release your breath by making an S sound, and that's how you're going to exhale, right? Inhale with your nose, exhale after holding it for 10 seconds. Exhale with the sound of an S. And notice that I'm bringing my arms lower down as I breathe out the S sound when I exhale. Again, breathe in with your nose. Hold for 10 seconds. And then release with the S sound. Now, I'm sitting down right now. You should be standing up when you do this, upright. That's important, okay? And do that about 3 times before singing. And this is supposed to wake up your lungs, and it does, because it works for me, it works great. It makes such a big difference, a huge difference. Minor details that make a big difference, that's what that is, okay? Another thing you could do is to stretch out your lungs, wake them up as well, is pretend that you're holding a ball in your hand, okay? And you're doing this when you're standing up. And pretend to throw the ball over your head, okay? So you're pretending, as you're doing that, as you pretend to throw that ball, you're exhaling very quickly, almost like very subtle, very quick kind of pushed out breath right when you pretend to throw that ball. So you inhale, pretend to throw that ball. As you're throwing that ball, and this is an imaginary ball you're holding over your head, you're breathing out as if you're throwing it away. It's something else that can help you to wake up the lungs. It'll also clear a lot of that buildup in the throat sometimes, that we may get some buildup there. It doesn't really help when we're singing. So something else I also wanted to talk to you about is the idea of maybe having alcohol before you perform. For me personally, I can tell you that having, I would say, a quarter of a glass of wine is not too bad to help you out a little bit if you need to, if you need to, and you're feeling very nervous about a show, and having a quarter of a glass of wine is okay. For me personally, that works well. I've done it before. You don't always need to do that, right? You don't want it to run into trouble like that and then drink too much there, because if you do drink too much, obviously you might not have such a great show, and it might go to the other extreme. So it'll dry up your throat, because you'll get dry throat from if you drink too much. And it might disrupt your functionality might forget notes, lyrics. So you don't want to do that. Guy, I've been to shows where I have seen performers drink a lot more than what I mentioned. But for me, a quarter of a glass of wine, I think is really not that bad. And it really does, it would help you take some of that edge off, you know, just a quarter of a glass of wine. I keep on saying that because no more, no less is what I would recommend. You know, and again, you don't have to do that if you're able to do your show and, you know, have a great show, right? So that's something for me that has helped me here and there with situations. Not every situation is the same, so you have to kind of feel out what, you know, be prepared, right? But like I mentioned before, again, stressing the importance of writing things down. A journal, I don't do a journal every day. It's difficult to do that. But it does help a lot and it's very effective. Again, memorize your lyrics. Always memorize your lyrics. Don't bring your lyrics into a studio, right? Memorize them and you'll give a better performance in the studio because you'll be able to put that energy into the creative process while you're singing, while you're playing your instrument. You might get more ideas rather than putting your mental energy in what's the next lyric on my phone, on my tablet, on my piece of paper that I brought. You know, it's just, I mean, of course, it would be a lot more professional to memorize your lyrics. And in my experience, that just makes a huge difference. Small details that make a big difference. Hi, I'm vocalist producer Mario Lewis, and I hope you found that video informative. Different things work for different people, but I hope my experiences and what I've learned was able to help you in your next gig or your next recording session. Thanks very much, and I hope you hit like or subscribe for future video updates, or please leave a comment below and share your ideas so I can learn something too. Thank you very much, and cheers.